What is going on, guys? TJ here with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports, and in this video we're going to be building out a 6 flex slip, a correlated slip for tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Cowboys and the Chargers. My first overall play in this slip is going to be Dak Prescott over 254.5 passing yards. And my second leg in our 6 flex slip is going to be CeeDee Lamb over 69.5 receiving yards. Guys, let's go ahead and jump over into why we're playing these types of slips over on PrizePicks opposed to the sports books, and let's build out the rest of our 6 flex slip. Before jumping over there, if this is your first time stumbling upon the channel, welcome. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you turn on that notification bell so whenever we do go live or post content, you get notified first. And go ahead and give this video a like if you are going to be tailing this correlated slip for Monday Night Football. All right, guys, so I've pulled up the PrizePicks board. As we can see, I've added in the first 2 legs into our 6 flex slip. We got Dak Prescott and we have CeeDee Lamb. Dak over 254.5 passing yards, CeeDee Lamb over 69.5 receiving yards. Some really good positive correlation with just these 2 plays. Now, in this slip that we're building out today over on PrizePicks, we're going to be taking a correlated slip directly off of the correlation tool here at DGF. Now, positive correlation when it comes to these DFS apps or positively correlating anything just means outcomes that are more likely to happen together. So, if Dak Prescott is going to go out and throw for a lot of yards, that means his wide receiver, specifically CeeDee Lamb, his #1 target, is more than likely going to benefit, right? He'll have more opportunities for more receptions, more receiving yards, etc. Especially in a game script where we might see the Cowboys playing from behind. Cowboys on the road going to LA playing the Chargers. If the Chargers get up to a lead, that means that Dak more than likely is going to have to throw a lot more than normal. So if he's going to be throwing a lot, his wide receivers are going to have a lot of opportunity to make plays and get receiving yards. So we would never want to take Dak Prescott over passing yards with CeeDee Lamb under receiving yards or Brandon Cooks under receiving yards, because those are negatively correlated. So instead, on these DFS apps like PrizePicks, we want to be taking advantage of our ability to actually enter correlated slips without having our payouts altered. Now let's head over to FanDuel real quick. I want to show you guys what kind of payout we'd be looking at if we played a 6-leg parlay over on FanDuel. So for the sake of simplicity, let's just go ahead and add in some of these players, right? We're going to add in, let's go over to passing props. We're going to take Justin Herbert and Dak both over passing yards, right? Ton of offense tonight, 80 points on each side. So Herbert, Dak, both over their passing yards. Let's go ahead and add in a couple of these receivers. So we'll go to receiving props. We're going to add in Eckler over. We'll add in Gallup over. We'll add in CeeDee Lamb over. And we'll add in Keenan Allen. So all the studs. All right. So if we were to play this type of 6-leg parlay over on FanDuel, not only do we need to go 6 for 6 in order to get some sort of payout. If we go 5 for 6, we get nothing. 4 for 6, we get nothing. But our return is only plus 2,097. So 2,100 is our return. So if I put $100 on this specific wager, that means I'll get back $2,100 for my return. Now, if we go play this over on PrizePicks, because we do have the ability in most cases to positively correlate our slips, we're going to get a 25 times return in a 6 flex slip. And not only that, but our flex slip over on PrizePicks is insured. If we go 5 for 6, we get a 2 times return. If we go 4 for 6, we get a 0.4 times return. So if I have the ability to enter this exact slip over on a DFS app like PrizePicks, where not only is my flex slip insured, but if I go 6 for 6, I get $400 more dollars on top of it. You would be dumb to go play this on a sportsbook like FanDuel where you have to go 6 for 6 and you get way less of a bang for your buck instead of going over to a DFS app like PrizePicks and entering this type of slip. And it's because these sportsbooks, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, Pinnacle, whatever it might be, they know that you're trying to positively correlate, and that's why they have those same game parlays, because they know that those outcomes are more likely to occur together. So they'll alter your payouts, but these DFS apps, we can get away with it. So let's go ahead and build out the rest of our slip. So we got Dak and we have CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to head to the correlation tool here at DGF. As you guys can see, correlation performance. And as you guys can see here, we're up 320.6 units since publicly tracking all of our slips on 8/18. So what that means is if you're a $5 unit bettor, right? If you have a smaller unit size bet, and that's totally fine. With our product, our correlation tool here at DGF, you'd be up over $1,600 in that span of 8/18 until today, which is 10/16. So less than 2 months. Less than 2 months, you'd be up over $1,600. For you $100 unit size bettor, if you played every single slip that populated to our correlation tool, you'd be up over $32,000. So it's been an absolute huge success so far. And hey, we still got plenty of sports that we're going to be adding to this bad boy soon. So if you guys want to take advantage, you can go to DGFantasy.com/correlation and get signed up for a subscription. And all this tool does is take the highest correlated combo props given the PrizePicks board or the underdog board, parlay play board, jock market board on the back end and generate a full game slip for you guys that is crazy correlated. So we have the Cowboys and Chargers right here. I'm going to go ahead and click this drop down, and this is going to be our slip for tonight. We have Dak Prescott over 254.5 passing yards. We have CeeDee Lamb over 69.5 passing yards. We're going to add in Brandon Cooks over 36.5 receiving yards. Jake Ferguson over 36.5 receiving yards. Brian Anger under 3.5 punts. And J.K. Scott under 4 punts. So this is what our slip is going to look like over on PrizePicks. And let's break it down real quick. And again, we get a 25 times return if we go 6 for 6. 2 times return if we go 5 for 6, 0.4 times return if we go 4 for 6. Now, what do we need in order for this to actually hit, right? We're looking for a specific game script. Now, the game script we're going to be hoping for tonight, so when you're watching Monday Night Football, if you're tailing this specific PrizePicks slip, we're going to want the Chargers to come out hot, right? We're going to want that Chargers offense to just put up 14 points quickly, preferably in the first quarter. Now, what that's going to mean in return is that, hey, look, Dak, we're going to have to abandon the run. Tony Pollard, maybe get some receiving yards out of the backfield, but Dak, hopefully, in this case, we're going to want him to throw for 50-plus pass attempts. If that happens, that means that Dak is more likely to go over his pass yards. CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Brandon Cooks, all more likely to go over their receiving yards. If this is just an offensive game, teams going back and forth, Chargers and Cowboys just putting points on the board, this can all still happen. But the game script that we really want to see is the Chargers to get up to an early lead. That means the Cowboys have to play from behind. Hopefully Dak is competent, doesn't throw a lot of picks, and we see a ton of playing from behind here for the Cowboys. And on the flip side, obviously, if both offenses are playing well, that means that Anger and Scott aren't going to have to punt as much. So that is what we're looking for here in this specific correlated slip over on PrizePicks. Now, I do want to give you guys one more slip for tonight's game, right? You guys have been great. You guys watched that first 7 minutes of me breaking down the PrizePicks slip, why we're playing these slips over on these DFS apps opposed to these sports books, and I gave you guys that full 6 flex slip for tonight. But one thing I do want to mention, right, is we don't want to have too many duplicating props, even if we're playing them on other DFS apps. So if I have a slip like Underdog, where it's basically the same as the slip I just entered on PrizePicks, I'm not really going to want to duplicate that, right? That means I have a lot of overexposure, even though they're throughout different apps. But we do have Jock Market down here, and I did actually click through these other apps, and this Jock Market slip is pretty different from the PrizePicks slip that we already entered. So I think this is the slip I'm going to show you guys as the bonus slip. It still has a profit margin percentage greater than 0, so it's still a plus EV slip. Pretty good correlation score there at 81.1. So let's go ahead and click this drop-down box. For any of our Jock Market users out there, if you guys haven't signed up yet, you can use code DGF for a 100% match up to your first $100 deposit. But this is going to be our Jock Market slip. This is going to be a 5-pick non-insured slip. Somewhat similar of a game script that we're looking at, like the PrizePicks slip that we entered, but a lot of different props. So it's going to be Michael Gallup over 37 receiving yards, CeeDee Lamb over 5.5 receptions, Tony Pollard under 16 rush attempts, Austin Eckler over 50 rushing yards, and then Justin Herbert under 36.5 pass attempts. This is a pretty similar game script from our PrizePicks slip that we just entered. So again, what are we going to want in this specific case? We have Justin Herbert under pass attempts, and we have Austin Eckler over rushing yards. That means hopefully that the Chargers are playing with a lead, right? So if we get into that second half and the Chargers are playing with a lead, 7, 10, 14 points, whatever it might be, that means they're going to want to burn some clock. So Justin Herbert not dropping back as much and throwing, that means more opportunities for Austin Eckler to go over those rushing yards, right? That's some really good positive correlation. Then on the flip side, if the Cowboys are playing from behind, we talked about it when we were building our PrizePicks slip, that means they're more than likely going to abandon the run. So we have Tony Pollard under those 16 rush attempts. And then we have 2 receivers, Michael Gallup over receiving yards and CeeDee Lamb over receptions. So again, if the Cowboys are playing from behind, that means that Dak's going to drop back, more opportunities for receivers, less opportunities for his running backs to actually have rush attempts. And then on the flip side, if the Chargers, that means Herbert's not going to have to drop back and throw as much. They're going to want to burn some clock, and they're going to do that with Austin Eckler. So given a specific game script that we're going to be looking at, this slip is very correlated. And obviously, we can come out and see the Cowboys go up 21-0, and if that happens, well, that means that they're going to obviously want to burn clock with Tony Pollard, and on the flip side, Herbert's going to have to go out and throw 50 times. So for this specific game script, we're going to be looking for, again, Cowboys to be playing from behind, second half, Chargers with the lead, more running and less throwing for the Chargers, and then less running and more throwing for the Cowboys. And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Pretty straightforward with both of those slips. Again, if you guys are going to be tailing either the PrizePicks or the Jock Market slip, go ahead and smash that like button. If this is your first time stumbling upon the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. So whenever we post content like this, free correlated slips or any other slips directly from the optimizer, you get notified first. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully we cash one of these. Love you.